be a strategy, it could be a plan, initiative, escape route. Think about it and work it out. Work it out. When you are going through situations, not all the situations needs to be narrated, or not all situations needs to be mentioned somewhere. Take your time. Be by yourself. Shut yourself down. Shut yourself down. Go into your inner chamber and find out what you really want to do as a person. Take stock and come back bigger, better, and stronger. It is possible. It is very possible. So these are some of the things we need to do, because at the end you must survive. At the end, man or woman must survive. So you need to learn certain things to give you an edge, added advantage in life. That is also part of the self-mastery. Work on situations. Out of that, you can even become a consultant, because you develop yourself to the point where you know some of these things. You help people. You can counsel someone. And sometimes the situations and the circumstances we go through, they can help us to become experts in an area. Because when you hear someone say they are consultants, it means they have worked in a certain area, or they have experienced something and they are using it to resolve issues, to help people, to make people better. So take stock of your life and decide which direction you want to go. Sorry. Which direction you want to go, and then now focus on it and then make it happen. Opportunity, passion, and purpose. Life is full of opportunities. Life is full of opportunities. Every day we walk past opportunity. Every single day you walk past an opportunity. You need to open your eye, because whilst people are spotting opportunities, you are also spotting problems. Whilst people are spotting opportunities, you are spotting problems. It is said that negative people, they find problems in opportunity, and positive people, they find opportunity in problems. The Lebanese will always tell you, anytime I drive in Ghana, I see opportunity. And we Ghanaians will also say, anytime I see problems. So we are seeing problems while somebody is seeing opportunities. What's the difference? The mindset. So every day we walk past opportunity. Try and identify some. Make it your priority. Make it your priority to be identifying opportunities in life. If you make the conscious effort, you will see that everywhere you go, you identify opportunity. Yes. Just the same way somebody will make it their business to be gossiping. Everywhere they go, they are looking for somebody with something. Oh, did you see him in church today? Did you see his dress? Did you see his car? That is somebody's business. Somebody's business has become another person's business. So you can also make a conscious effort to fix your eyes like this. Eyes every day. See opportunity. Open your eyes. All these basic businesses that I've mentioned, they are not rocket science. They are not rocket science. In fact, they are waste products that people are using to create powerful products. This woman in Hungary, she will go to the beach and go and collect all the waste material there. She will use it to create a portrait. Now she's making millions. But you go to the beach, the beach is dirty, the beach is dirty. You walk past it. So every single day we walk past opportunity. Every single day we walk past opportunity. Yes. So identify your passion and align it to an opportunity. Identify your passion and align it to an opportunity. And there is nothing like following your passion. If you identify your passion and you do what you love, work will always be fun. Work will always be fun. Oh yes. Oh yes. The woman selling tomatoes, if it is her passion, she is always excited. She will come to the market with buckets of tomatoes. She's happy when you come. Sometimes she will even give you some. Oh, macho miensa, those things. Take it. Somebody is also in the bank. They are seeing money, but they are not happy. They are seeing maybe, as for Mother SP, she is happy. I know. They are seeing money, but they are not happy. And that is where we equate success to fulfillment. They are two different things. There's a difference between being fulfilled in life and being successful. Most of the time we equate success to money. Oh, this person is very successful. He has money. But is he fulfilled? Is he fulfilled? No. Somebody is going through heat. The board is stressing him because he's working. But if you go and follow your passion, you see that you'll be excited. You wake up in the morning, you are excited. You wake up with commitment. You wake up with dedication, and you come back with satisfaction. But people are stressed. In the mornings, you see them in their cars. They are leaving home very early. They couldn't finish their makeup. So in the car, they are still doing makeup. Go and cross them and see. They will rain all days. They want to vent. They are looking for somebody to vent. If you cross them, they'll rain all their insults, their frustration, work frustration. They'll rain it on you. So let's identify our purpose in life. And if you don't know your purpose, identify your passion. And the passion will drive the purpose. So don't always follow your pension. You are following your pension, so you are still there. Have side gigs. People are exporting. You can start something like that. Because at a point, one day, it's either you leave the business or you retire and you want to look for something to do. So you can start it before you retire. That's why we always say it is important to start your business before you quit your job. But don't go and quit your job before you go and start a business. Otherwise, it will be difficult for you. So put the business into motion. Let it start running. So by the time you are quitting, the business are taking off, and then you go and focus on it. Give it the full attention and you grow it. So let's follow our passion. Passion gives birth to purpose. Passion. So if you identify your passion now, my book, The 5 Ds of Talent, will open your eye on how to identify your purpose in life. By extension, your talent. So it is very important. Very, very, very important. Opportunities, passion, and purpose. These three, they work together. So when you identify the opportunity, you link it to your passion. Oh yeah, I'm very passionate about this thing. Events, when you see events like big events coming up, I'm very passionate. Oh, I can bring decor guys, give you some lightning, some stage. That is your passion. And opportunity comes, so you lock the two, and it will give you a sense of purpose in life. Sense of purpose. Rather than going to work somewhere where you don't fit. To be honest, a lot of people are struggling with jobs. A lot. Especially these days with high targets. High targets. Somebody will go to work and she will be stressed. Sometimes they get home and they are not even able to talk. They can't communicate. The women will talk, because I understand women, they have some target. Women have some targets they need to meet in terms of talking. So if they come home and you, the husband, you don't find time for them to complete that target, you have a problem. And you are not giving me attention. You don't even ask me how was work. They want to start the conversation and finish the target. Because at work, that target, you can't take that target to somebody. You can't go to Joe and go and be discussing certain things. No. You have to go home, meet your husband, and engage. So when your husband is also busy on his phone or watching football, it's like what I'm telling you, you are not interested. And the fight is part of achieving the target. Well, when there's the fight, now she will vent. And then she'll be releasing all the worst. Releasing all the worst. Once she meets her target, okay, good night. Then she'll go and sleep. But as long as she's not met her target, you never have peace. You never have peace. And then the jobs of today are making things worse. The jobs of today are making things worse. So it is very good if you want to go into entrepreneurship. Very, very, very good. And never get this thing wrong. When I hear people talk about this thing, I get sad. They'll tell you, oh, as for entrepreneurship, if you go into it, it is flexible and you are your own boss. Hey! You work harder than even starting a new job. People get it wrong. Flexibility, yes. Maybe based on the kind of job you do, you are not supposed to report to office at 8. But if you also have clients and you have staff, because your business is growing, of course, you need to go to the office in the morning, meet your team, have a meeting, and then you start. So don't ever think entrepreneurship is flexible and, oh, I'm quitting the bank job, I'm quitting the insurance job, I'm quitting corporate. And when I start my own business, so I'll be okay. You are entering into a war zone. War zone. There's fulfillment using your hands, your head, whatever, your passion. That there's fulfillment. So the only reward in there is something that you love. So when the hard times come, you will not complain so much. When the going gets tough, you will not complain so much, because it is something that you love. You are passionate about your job. So don't ever think you are going to start your own business and you are going to be okay. Oh, I'm leaving the bank. The target is too much. When you start your own job, you also need to give yourself target. You need to give yourself target. So you don't sit back and go like, oh, I wanted flexibility. I don't want stress. I don't want anybody to. I think at dawn today I treated, if you don't want problem, then you might as well be like any other person, the average person. So if you don't want problem in this world, then you have to be like the average person. And you will never make money. You want to stay in your comfort zone. That comfort zone is not the best. Because in life, if you want comfort, you need to do uncomfortable things so that life will become comfortable for you. But that comfortable zone or comfort zone where you are is not sustainable. It is just giving you some physical comfort. Financially, you are not comfortable. You are not. It's just providing some mattress comfort for you. They say the lazy person spend majority of their time in the couch. So if you want to see a lazy person, look at how they turn themselves in the couch. They have some nice way they turn themselves and they stay in the couch. Lazy people. So please, let's always open our eyes, identify opportunities and marry them with our passions. Marry them with our passions. And then your passion will generate your purpose in life for you. Painkiller. Painkiller. What is a painkiller? Painkiller. The medicine you take when you have headache or when your muscles are hurting becomes a painkiller. So we all take painkillers. When someone has headache, they go like, oh, do you have a painkiller? I want to take a painkiller. And why do you take painkillers? To kill the pain. You have headache, so you are taking a painkiller to kill the pain. That is on the medical grounds. You take painkillers to kill pain. But from a motivational perspective, we take painkillers not to kill pain. You don't take a painkiller to kill pain, because pains are part of the success process. You need to go through the pain. So when you take a painkiller, don't kill the pain. Leave the pain alone, so that the pain will generate some motivation for you to become successful. So if you are taking painkillers and you are killing the pain, then it means you are not going to be motivated, because it is pain that will motivate you. They said the real motivation in life is hardship, pain, and poverty. Hardship, pain. If you go through pain, you get to a point, you know, enough is enough. That is what is going to send you to go and achieve your dreams. But if you are always comfortable, not gotten to that point where you say enough is enough, oh, you are okay. You are okay. But when you get to that point where now the bills are not enough, you take your salary, but you realize the salary will finish on paper before you start spending. Salary will finish on paper before you start spending. So sometimes you even spend your salary in arrears. It's not enough. You spend them in arrears. It's not enough. So don't take painkillers to kill pain. That one is medicinal. You are killing the pain for the pain to go. But in terms of motivation, we don't kill pain. The pain will not kill you. You need to leave the pain so that it will motivate you. This is what you are going through. This is my challenge. This is my hardship. This is my pain area. Let it push you. It will push you out of your comfort zone. Because that comfort zone where you are sleeping, it will get to a point you realize that, look, things are tough. Now you can't even buy credit. You can't buy data. You will move out of the house and go and get something to do. So don't take painkiller to kill pain. Take them to keep the pain, so that the pain will motivate you. You go out there, you break through barriers. You go like, hey, we've not had job for some time now. Let's change our strategies. Now we are in the office, we are waiting for clients to come. Things have changed. Now you should go to clients. All the people you've worked for before, call them. Call them. Anytime I travel and I happen to call a vendor or something, when they keep my database, these people will be calling me even when I come back, they'll be sending me emails, messages. We have this product. Are you interested? We'll give you 15% discount. Can you come by? Can we bring some to the house? They will be chasing you. They will chase you. And it doesn't cost them anything. Just send the email and follow up. So if they are spending one cent or $1 to follow up on you every week, they are looking for a business opportunity from you. So if they spend 100 days, $100, the day you agree to give them back business, they will get their $100 back. But here we sit in the office and these days work is not good. But we need to change. We need to change and rather go to our clients, push them so that they will give you job. Sometimes you are like, oh, I've called him twice, but it's like he's not interested. He said he will call me when he's ready. No, call the person until the day he tells you, please don't call me again. Don't call me again. They will worry you. I registered for an exams, and I think it's either Indian or Lebanese in the UK. So I registered to take the exams, and later when they sent me the invoice, I'm like, hey, this thing is too much. Okay, I'm not ready. But I didn't tell them. So the lady called, and I told her, oh, for now, this quarter, I'm not ready, but I'll definitely do it. So she should give me some time. The following day, she called me that her boss has decided to give me a discount, but the discount is valid for that same day. If I agree, she'll send me the offer so that I'll pay, and they'll start a program for me. And I said no, even the discount amount, I'm not ready. The third day she called again that now they can give me a payment plan. And I'm like, this woman really wants to take my money. She'll give me a payment plan. I said, wow. Then the final option, I didn't agree to that. Now she came back. He said, oh, their certifications are very good, and they even help their clients to look for jobs. So if I take the course, what they want to do for me is, if I take the course in my first 3 months, I don't get a job from that, or they don't give me a referral, they will refund 50% of my money to me. I said, no, this one, I know this woman is doing everything possible to take my money. But here, you call the person once, you won't call again. Go like, oh, I called Joe, he said he's in a meeting. I should call, I call him again, he said, call me. I call him again, he didn't pick. So you think that, the man is swerving me. You won't call again, business ends. But you have to call, because he said you should call him. So call him. If he is busy, he'll tell you I'm in a meeting. Or you send message, please let me know when you are free. If he doesn't become free till the end of the day, call him tomorrow. Call him until the day he'll give you a job. Or he tells you, okay, madam, I'm not interested, don't call me again. Insurance people, hi. I don't know the kind of targets they give insurance people. But if you give your number to an insurance person, they will call and bother you. By force insurance, I should do funeral policy, I should do education, I should do life policy, I should do automobile. I said, you don't want me to enjoy life? I already have some of the insurance policies already. This person said, oh, but ours is, that's what you always say. One time I was going to write exams, and I saw the guy calling. Then I'll cut, he will call, I'll cut, he will call. So I call him and say, sir, I said I'll do the insurance, I'm not ready, wait for me to call you myself. He said, oh, please, I'm sorry, if I was bothering you, I'm sorry, but I'll call next month to check. I said I'll call you myself. So insurance people can bother you. So in the same way, we don't relax. Things are hard. So let the difficult situation push you out there to go and look for jobs. Strategies Strategies. Let's think outside the box. If business is not going well, change your operations. How you used to do things, change them. This woman is prepared to give me 15% discount. Third day, she came back with a different strategy just because she wants to take my money. So let's do the same thing. And move away from some of these things. Else we will always be making excuses. And then pain makes us grow. Sometimes when you go through pain, you get better. Because pain is a difficult lesson in life. Pain is a difficult lesson in life. That is how come traditionally when you get hurt, they don't pamper the pain. They don't pamper the sore. They use pain to kill pain. Those times I'll be wondering, if you go and play ball and you get hurt, they will put hot water. And if you are resisting, they will call your uncles, they will come and hold you. They will put hot water. I'm like, They will use pain to kill pain. If you go to Aponchi, if you fracture they'll have stones. Sometimes they have stone. They'll use the stone to hit the bone. Back. Meanwhile, you are hurting. They'll put some wooden planks and things. They will hold the bone, and then they'll use some hammer. They are trying to straighten the bone. Pain to pain. But they get results. Where they get results? They get results. But you travel outside and they'll give you, go and taste some juice. They will pamper you. That is how come when our Ghanaian boys go out there to play football, they always come back home. You see that Stephen Appiah will just dash into Ghana, or Michael Essien will just dash into Ghana because he needs some medication for because maybe the football age is using. Some of them, the football ages they are using, so the medicine they give them is not able to heal their injuries. Already you are like 29, but your football age is 21. So they register you in the NHS system. They see you as a teenager. So when you get hurt, they can't give you 30-year medicine. Your bones have not developed. So you see a Ghanaian player is sick. They will give you medicine for 2 weeks. You are not healing. Then they'll tell them, they have emergency in Ghana. So you have to rush to come to Ghana and come and take concussions. And then they will go back. So you use pain to kill pain. Pain to kill pain. So the last one is, the exercise is for endurance. Exercise. If you see boxers, athletes, footballers, they train more than the minutes they are even supposed to play. So that exercise is for endurance, so that you endure in life, you endure in your business. So when you are going through that pain, don't take painkiller to kill it. Let the pain be there, so that it will provide some endurance for you, so that your business can go wide. It can travel far and wide. Endurance. The endurance that you need. So painkillers are necessary for growth. They are necessary for endurance. So from a motivational standpoint, don't take painkiller to kill pain. Take them rather to keep your pain, so that the pain will motivate you to come out of that hardship. Temperature versus temperament. Temperature versus temperament. You can never have an ideal good temperature in Ghana or abroad. You can never have an ideal temperature. Right now, look at our temperatures outside. The sun is very hot. People are complaining. Even those using air conditions, Sometimes you might think your filters have a problem. No. The car is so hot. You are stressing the compressors. So you can never have an ideal temperature. If you travel outside, they also have cold temperatures. It is also not ideal. It is not ideal. When they move from winter, right now they are in their summer. Summer is also not ideal because their temperatures are very humid. Hot sun without air. At least Ghana here, when the sun is hot, you can find some tree, go and sit under, get some breeze. Or you can go to the rooftop. The sun will be hot, but at least you get some breeze, and then it will balance it. But there, the sun is hot, but there is no air. The trees are there, but they are not blowing, they are not talking. They are there, they are also enjoying. So when it comes to temperature, you can never have an ideal temperature. You can never say today, I want the sun to be 16 or 15. You can't control it. Even those who work with the weather forecast, they can't control the temperatures that come in. They only inform us that today is going to be sunny or today is going to be rainy day. Even sometimes they get it wrong because you cannot cheat nature. Fine, sophistication, industrialization, digitization, all these things has helped them, but sometimes they tell us it will rain. The rain never comes, or it will come at a later time. So you can never control temperature. But temperament, you can control your temper. You can control your temper. I always say that at the corporate level, there are small things that we do to ignite certain tensions and fights. You see that somebody will send you an email. Maybe you've seen it, you are busy, you are focusing on something. They need that one, then they'll copy your manager. It means they have reported you. Once they copy your manager, quick, you don't want trouble, so you also respond. Sometimes it can be very irritating. But you are sending me a message. Why do you then copy my manager? Because you want it fast. Because if my manager is there. So companies that work with a lot of performance-based metrics, these things, you take it serious. But if someone copies your manager and there's a delay, and they send you another reminder, it means you are not working. Meanwhile, you are working on other things. So me, anytime you send an email and you copy my manager, I know you don't like me. Because call me and tell me, oh, I've sent you an email, I need it quick. If after the call I still don't respond, then you copy my manager. But if right from the onset you copy my manager, it means you have an agenda. It can go on and on and on and on, and one day there will be fight. Somebody will do something and kind remind. This is a third kind reminder. Hey! So it means your manager will also go and look at it. Oh, today is Friday. The person sent the email on Monday. Tuesday they give you a reminder. Wednesday reminder. Even yesterday the person asked you, please, any update. You are not responding. You are not responding. So it means you are not working, or you don't consider their email as important. But your email is going to serve as an output for them. So you see, sometimes you also get upset. Then you also respond. And your response will show that at least there's an iota of anger. You send the email, per your request, see attached. Or meanwhile, every time the person sends you an email, oh hi, please find attached what you requested for. So tones of email. Sometimes you can read emails just like how the person is speaking. How the person is speaking. And sometimes when you are upset at work, you fold your long sleeves. You want to respond to an email. I'll deal with him. This person, I'll deal with him. Then you fold your you fold your long sleeves. Then you type. At that point you are upset. So you are sending an email. I will advise you not to do that. Control your temper at that point. The best thing is compose the email and then save it. And then allow some 6 hours and cool off. Then go and edit the email. Possibly delete it. Because once you send the email, it becomes a record. It becomes a record. Before you realize, oh, the email has been forwarded to HR. HR will say, what's going on? Can I have a meeting with you? Come and explain. Why did you send such an email? In terms of our culture, we don't do that. By that time, the email is gone. They'll send it to your manager. Before you realize, the whole day, all interested parties know about the email you sent. Just because you couldn't control your temper. So anytime you are upset and you want to send a message, email or something, fine. You compose it, but don't click send. And allow some 6 hours. Buy some coconut juice, cool off, and then later review it and see if the email is still needed, is still ready to be sent, and then possibly delete it. My best approach is always to confront the person. By the time the person will start recording you, you have already dealt with the person. Oh, but why did you send such an email? You know it's not the best. Then you deal with the person. But if you send the email, it will become a record. And if the person feels you are attacking her, by the time she picks her phone to record or call somebody to come and witness and all that, you are done. You won't speak again. Then you also move away. That one nobody will see, nobody will hear. But once you send an email, it becomes a record. So we sit in Ghana here and you want abroad weather. These days people are traveling, people are leaving the country. I'm even surprised some of you are here. Because everybody is going every day, every morning. If I get a message and it's a UK number, hey, who is this? A colleague. Oh, I've relocated. Oh, hey, they are all going, they are leaving us here. The same flight that took them will bring investors and experts, bring them into Ghana. So while some people are complaining that Ghana is hard, some people too are saying that where they are is hard. They are also coming back home. Perspectives. So we are complaining that we need outside weather. Somebody will tell you, as for me, I like air conditioning. So when I travel abroad, I will not struggle. Don't joke. And then we, the guys who also like cold weathers, say, oh, I can survive. I went on a company training in Albany. Albany is upstate New York. The coldest place in New York. We sometimes get snow up to about 21 inches. 21 inches. The whole thing will fill almost 1/3 of your car tire if you are using a saloon car. 21 inches. And then the whole period, you will just be living in ice. Because the snow is there, you wear your winter boots, and then you'll be walking on them. You are living in a deep freezer. It's no joke. But yet still, people will want to go. They'll tell you, me too, I want to go and taste it and see. Let me go and taste it and see. It is no joke. When I went there, I got orientation. They said, oh, because you are coming from Africa, especially Ghana, You are not used to this cold, so you have to wear 5 levels of clothing. 5 levels. So you wear your singlet, that is the first one. Then you wear like a white normal t-shirt, 2. Then you wear your shirt, short sleeve shirt, 3. Then you wear a sweater, 4, before you wear your winter jacket. Before you wear your winter jacket, so that when you are coming, you are like this. So they don't, when they see, they use their head to greet when you meet somebody. Because you can't go and stand even 2 minutes and talk. Everybody is in a hurry going somewhere. Because the weather is cold, you can't stand there and Ghana, yeah, Charlie, how? Everything cool. You know, you can't go and stand and chat for even 2 minutes. But unfortunately, because of economic situations, people still want to go. So it's very important, when you are upset, don't send some emails. Emails will always be used against you. Always be used against you. So things are very, very, very tough, but it is possible. It is possible. Those who are leaving, the same flight will bring other people to come and take their position. Maybe, yes, we don't have enough money for startups and things like that. But the Lebanese and the Chinese, they have money. They bring it in and then they invest. So you can always control your temper. The temper is in you. That you can control. So control your temper in terms of business, in relationship, in your family. There are some family members who are stubborn. Especially when there's a funeral in the family. That is where you get to know that some uncles are stubborn. You don't know where they will come from. I've seen funerals where people fight, physical fight, and you don't know why they are fighting because of dead body. The person is dead and gone, but people are fighting. So all these things, we need to control our temper in these things. Control your temper. Control your temper. Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. The whole of this year, my wife has been teasing me that I've gotten to my midlife crisis stage. I said, how? She said, these days, the kind of things I do, the decisions I take, the things I like, it's more like I've gotten to my midlife crisis. I said, oh. This whole thing started. I said I wanted to buy a parrot. He said, parrot for what? I said, oh, I like, I also want to have like a pet so that I will relate. He said, oh, no, that's for this one, midlife crisis. I said, since when did this thing become midlife crisis? So every time, then I wanted to buy an antique car. I saw an old Peugeot somewhere. I said, oh, I wanted to buy it and spec it and use it. He said, you see, I told you, midlife crisis. So anything I do, she will tell me I've gotten to my midlife crisis. I say, okay, if you say so. But me, I don't think I've gotten to that age. Midlife crisis should be in the 50s, not so. Or Joe, should be in your 50s. And I'm not in my 50s. But she said me, my midlife crisis will come early. So, a story is told of a young guy who I believe has gotten into his midlife. So for him, when he told me the story, I knew this is what my wife was trying to say. So the guy was like, these days he forgets things easily. He forgets things. Sometimes they will be there and he will tell his wife, are we going to church tomorrow morning? Then the wife is like, to do what? He said, I think today is Saturday. Then the guy is like, no, today is not Saturday because you didn't go to work. So, but he said it got so extreme that every time he would do something, the wife will come and correct him. Every time he would do something, then the wife will come and correct him. So he said sometimes when they are ready to go to work, they will all go and sit in the car. Then he will forget the car key. Then the wife is like, how did you open the car? So he came, opened the car, he went inside and left the key. He forgot the car key. Certain times, they will send him to go and buy some things. The main thing that he's supposed to buy, he will forget it and buy other things. Meanwhile, he drove more than 20 minutes to go and get the thing. Then you come and put the things down. Oh, I brought the things. Where is the main thing I asked you to buy? Oh. Then you go again. So he said it got so bad that one day, everything that you do, the wife will complain. And so realize that these days, almost everything that you do, the wife will associate it to something. So he said now he will work on his memory. He will make sure he will get things right. So he was so sure of himself one particular morning. He said, today, I don't think my wife will say anything about me. Today, dear, I know for sure. I'll go out. Whatever I have to buy, I'll buy and come home without any issue. So he got dressed. He picked his laptop bag and everything. He went to the car. He parked the car. And the wife came. He said, where are you going? He said, I'm going to work. He said, today is Sunday. Today is Sunday. Where are you going? Today is Sunday. You've dressed nicely, picked your laptop bag, you are going to work. You see the confirmation of midlife crisis. So you see at that point, you have to just accept that it is true. But I think it makes life interesting. It makes life interesting. Where sometimes these days, sometimes you want to call somebody. You pick your phone, then you've forgotten. Who was I going to call? Or someone will call you. Oh, can I call you in 2 minutes? You will forget for the whole week. You forget that you promised to call somebody back. Midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. I think it's because of that. That's why sometimes you see some rich men. They like certain things. You see some rich man, you go and buy a certain car. Say, what is so special about this car that this man is driving? And it will be very expensive. So I think all these things are part of midlife crisis. But the pressures of life today is actually causing a lot of the youth to also have their midlife crisis. Midlife crisis. So how do we resolve midlife crisis? How? Is there any way we can resolve midlife crisis? How can we resolve midlife crisis? Well, in terms of the memory thing, I think you can use to-do list. You can document things. Use your phone. You have a powerful phone. So if you need to call somebody, just document it. To-do list. I need to call Phyllis. I need to call Daniel. You put it there. So at the end of the day, if you've not called them, you go there and then you check it, and then you keep your diary on. Keep your diary on. Sometimes the dates. It happened yesterday. I was telling somebody, but today is Tuesday. And then she said, I hope it's not the thing. And I said, please don't bring it here. You know I'm under stress. I've been here. I don't know the dates. I don't know the time. Because this thing, I think this one is wrong. The timer is right, but the date and time on the is wrong. I think this is also wrong. This is showing 6 a.m. So every time I'm here, I don't know. They just take me out. I don't know whether it's morning or afternoon. I just go and bath and come again. I think yesterday doctor also had the same. Are you also going through midlife crisis? Was yesterday he was asking me what is today's date. I said we are all here. we are all missing the dates. So I think we need to use to-do list or set alarm. Because it's very serious. It is really happening. People forget things easily because the mind is multitasking, doing multiple things at the same time. And if we don't resolve these things, it will end up maybe something very serious. You go and sign a document and put a certain date which might not be right. Before you realize, midlife crisis has caused you a lifetime. So set alarms, reminders, and then use them. But I don't think we have to stress so much on it. As a family, it becomes very interesting. You tease each other, it can spice a relationship. You have romantic sessions and all that. You tease each other and things like that. So we don't have to eliminate it completely. Whilst we are trying to resolve it, we don't eliminate it. It becomes even a subject of discussion. It can open up discussion for you. So midlife crisis. So I hope you don't leave here and come back tomorrow and come and tell me something different. I am here. That's why when people come, I try to mention names because I don't want trouble. Somebody say, "Oh, Dan, I was there. Did you see me?" I say, "Oh, please, I'm not going through I'm refusing to accept that I'm going through midlife crisis. Anyone that comes, I see. Anyone that comes here, I'll see you. I'll mention you. I'll acknowledge you." So let's go through life, experience some of these things, and use it to our own benefit. Book no lie. Book no lie. So book no lie. Book no lie is a pidgin phrase which literally means what is written and agreed upon cannot be disputed. So if you owe someone and you signed a document and the person is asking you for their money and you are telling the person, "Oh, I don't think that's the amount," he say, "But you signed a document, book no lie, it is there." So during my JSS primary school days, when I look at my reports, my best grades were in life skills. My best grades were in life skills from primary all the way to JSS. Most of my grades, best ones, were in life skills. I didn't understand that until I grew up, and I still have my exams papers and things with me. I've been posting them on my Facebook. Sometimes people will be saying, "Hey, how can you keep all these things well over 35 years?" I still have my report, nursery 1, nursery 2, primary 1, primary 2. I have my exams papers, my reports, my storybooks, my pencils. I have all of them. Yes. I have all of them. So sometimes I go like, maybe there's a good reason why some of them were kept. Maybe there's a good reason why some of them were kept. So if you go through life and you come to that realization of something that you really love, you can trace it back to how it started. How it started. Sometimes you see women grew up from. So it's very common. You see a young guy so much into cars. Maybe growing up, they used to buy toys for him. or his dad was into cars. So you can also trace the things that you love, where it comes from. Some could be from infancy. Some could also be you picked it at a point. So I call it the formation process. The formation process. So every single person has a formation process. Something that builds you up. You started this and it led to this and it brought you here. The formation process. So these life skills went through most of the reports, A, and all that. And life skills means skills in life. So if you remember, if you did life skills, remember some of the things they will teach you. They will teach you about adolescents and teen stages of life, from teens to adolescents to young adults, the things you do. They will teach you about life in general. Life in general. To one point I was like, no, let me dig deep and find out why I was doing so well in life skills. Then I came to the realization that I'm actually someone who loves life. I appreciate life. I go through life full of energy, full of passion. I help people navigate through life issues. I help people. So I realized that this thing is very true. I don't just help people, but I also help myself. Of all the situations that I've gone through in life, from marriage to education to career to business to personal to everything, even in ministry, the things that I've gone through, how I have encouraged myself to come out of it, how I have used my real life stories to empower people, to encourage people, realize that is the meaning of the skills in life. The skills in life. So in the same way, you would also be in a position where some things come to you easily. You need to appreciate it and relate it to life in general. Maybe you are meant to be a counselor. When young girls go through issues, they confide in you and you give them solutions. So you don't take that for granted. You can develop it well and then use it as a passion area. So throughout life, I remember every stage in my class, I will be advising people. I will be teaching them. Whenever there is fight in the class, I'll go and separate. And I'll tell them, look, you don't fight. You don't do this. You don't do that. But I think one thing that also helped me was that I was older than the average class age. Because I mentioned in my introduction on the first day, Tuesday, I mentioned it that I didn't start school early because my parents were arguing over which school to send me. One wanted me to go to New Age. One wanted me to go to Shields. New Age is closer to Joe, your father's place. At the time, it was a very good school. Everybody wanted their child to go to New Age. So my dad wanted me to go to New Age and my mom wanted me to go to Shields Experimental. So I understand that debate and argument lasted a whole year. So I missed out on going to nursery 1. So I still stayed in daycare and my mates left. So the following year, when they had an agreement, they signed the MOU that now you can go to Shields. My mates had already left. So when I got there, I was older than my class. So in all my classes, I was older than the average class age. So some of them saw me as an advisor. So anytime there's a problem, I'll go and advise. I'll go and sort it out. And I think that also helped me in my leadership skills. Every class, I'll be a class captain, or I'll be a compound overseer at the highest level. So JSS 6, compound overseer. No, JSS 3, class 6 2, compound overseer. And all the other classes, class prefect. The worst or the least will be assistant. So for me, I think it also developed my thinking, skills in life. I was learning all these things. So no wonder I was doing so well. I sat down, I was like, no. If you look at all the exams papers, I was good in maths, but life skills, sometimes I would hit 100 exams. I would hit 100. I thought I brought it. I was trying to look for one of them. So in the same way, maybe growing up, you also wanted to pursue medicine. That is how come you ended up in that field. So no one climbs the mountain by mistake. No one climbs a mountain by mistake. Everything that you become, you would have tasted it or you'd have gone through it. Just like your story. Just like Mary's story. Mary is so passionate about the security force. Mary, she's so passionate about the security force. And she's been meaning to join the police service. Every time she will buy forms, she's not selected. Every time she buy forms, she's not selected. Then she likes playing football. So she got enrolled into the Ghana Police Football Academy. So she was playing football for them with the hope that they will enroll her into the mainstream service. That one too. So one day she said, no, let me just wake up and do what I love. The police service will not give me the opportunity. So she formed her own company. So today, she's the first all-female security company in Ghana. Look at her, take her number and give her a contract. She does private security guards. So sometimes you see some ministers and some ladies standing behind them. Those are her girls. Today she's here herself because she wants to participate in the record breaking. But the previous days she assigned, detailed one of her ladies. You saw the lady. So the formation process, everything that you become is revealed to you in a way. Yes, it's revealed to you in a way. So for me to be having high scores in life skills, there is a reason. And I can tell that what we are seeing now, what we are hearing now is part of it. The skills in life, learn the skills in life and use it to motivate people. So in the same way, look at what you are also passionate about. You can also go and take your exams papers if you have them. Look for them, or go back to your schools if the teachers are still there. Ask them, when you were in school, what were you good at? And then now align them to your goals now. Maybe you are off. You are supposed to be here and you are running here. You are struggling in an area where your passion is low. Interest is low. So in all we do, let's also try to move into our interest areas. The fish will struggle when it is put on land. In the same way, if you put the hen in the water, they will struggle. So let's try and be in the area where we'll function best, where we can perform and get the necessary satisfaction and fulfillment in life. In life. So follow your interest. It will take you far in life. Follow your interest. Follow your interest, it will take you far in life. I have developed self-motivation. The things that I have gone through, every time I come out, I develop myself. I encourage myself. I remember May 11th, 1999. Before I left to Prempeh College, my dad was very sick and was at Kolebu, admitted at Kolebu. So May 11, we went there, we went to visit him. But he couldn't open his eyes to see me. So I told him I'm going to school. He just nodded. And I left. So I was preparing for my O levels. 99 was the last year they organized the O levels. So I was preparing for it. So 17th May, a week after I left, I think he died. But I wasn't informed because I was writing O levels. All of a sudden, family members were coming to the school to visit me, something that they weren't doing. Apparently they were trying to do that so I don't come home. Oh, they will come and buy me bread, they will bring drinks, they will bring Gary sardine. Honestly, I thought, where is this pampering coming from? Because they weren't doing that. They were just doing that to prevent me from coming home. So I finished the O-level exams and I was planning to go home. And they said, oh, no, I shouldn't come. SSC is around the corner, so I should stay. Because we registered for the O-levels and we had the SSC too coming up in December. So whilst I wrote the exams in May ending, I was preparing for the mock exams and then the SSC in December. So that time, we had a big demonstration on campus. Students were out. We vandalized property on campus because there was an issue. The head prefect was caught with one housemaster's daughter or something, and they didn't like the head prefect. So the students started agitating on campus. We started destroying properties. We were going to the senior housemaster's house, breaking windows, destroying cars. The bone shaker, we were destroying them. So they had to call military detail to campus. And then there was, I think, 2BN or something right behind our school. So they called military detail. And that night, they had to come in, protect the teachers, and then calm things down. So the following morning, at Assembly Hall, they just announced that the school has been closed down. Everybody should leave the school within 2 hours. Everybody should leave the school within 2 hours. So quickly, we had to pack our things. I went to Ford Station to go and get Ford to Accra. So I was going with one of my mates. He was also in Tema. So we got to Tema in the evening around 8. So when we got there, he stood behind the gate. I entered, put my bag down, and I came back. So I was going to escort him to also get a car and continue. Then when we got to the station, he said, who is Ignatius Appiah? I said, that's my father. And I said, why? He said, he saw obituary at the gate. And he's wondering. And then when he looked at the children, my name was there. So my father is dead and I didn't tell him. And I said, so I didn't know how I even left him. So I ran back home. So when I got there, I stood by the gate and I saw the poster. At a point, I thought I was dreaming. I'm dreaming from Prempeh and I'm home. I'm dreaming. So then I cleaned my face well. And I looked at the thing again. I checked the children. I looked at the thing again. I checked the children. So I entered and I asked my mom, what's happening? She started crying. And I knew that was the truth. Difficult time. So I was writing O level where my dad had passed at home. I didn't know. Now I need to use that same thing to write mock. And then when the date of the funeral came, it was our mock exams date. I had to come to Tema for the funeral, go back. After Sunday, go back and go and write exams. I had not prepared, nothing. Difficult times. But I needed to encourage myself. All the plans I had with my dad, everything went down the drain. Wanted to go and study automobile engineer in Japan. That's what I told him. He said, "Oh, I'll support you for you to go. Make sure you get good grades and then you go." Dad is not around. So now you have to revert to default settings. You have to go to KNUST, which I did. I got my course. So you see, in life, certain things will happen and you need to encourage yourself. Now I'm able to share this story. So if someone goes through it, I can share it with you because of the skills in life that I mastered. When the crisis happened, we have new people here, so I can share with you. When the crisis happened, I went through a challenge. I had a stomach bag and it threw me off. So I was struggling here. I nearly passed out, but I said I was not going to stop. Everybody was sick now. Doctor said, I said no, I'll still go through it. But thankfully my wife was not here, because before we left home, I told her it is going to be difficult. This is not child's play. Tuesday early hours, 12 a.m. to Friday, Saturday, Sunday is no joke. I know there will be challenges, but make sure you don't tell anyone or you don't tell the doctors to stop me. We have invested in this thing. I have prepared for more than a year. I have been preparing. I prepared. I got my approval last year, but I was not in a rush. I was not in a rush. So make sure you don't tell anybody that please stop him. Thankfully, she was sleeping. So for the 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, when I was going through the crisis, she was sleeping. And I said, thank God. Because if she was here, she wouldn't be able to say. So later she said, when she woke up, all her family members had called her, sent her messages. We need our husband back. We need a competition. It's just a competition. And I said, thank God you were sleeping. Because it was tough. These guys were here. I mean, they all got up. Hey, can you do it? Those of you who were watching online, all I was saying was, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Then I'll go and sit down. Then I'll be feeling dizzy. It's possible. Then my stomach was hurting. So I'll just do 1 hour and I'll take a break. I'll quickly come. It's possible. It's possible. I kept repeating things. Possible. Stories that I've shared, I was repeating them. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. But I endured for 4 hours. And now we are doing 84 now. I endured. So these are some of the things. These are some of the things you need to encourage yourself. So it is not for any other reason why I'm also doing this. So I look back and I said, this is the reason why I was getting high grades in life skills, to teach me the skills in life so that I'll use it in this area. So I strongly believe all these things are aligned to my passion, and the passion is driving the purpose. So you can also do the same thing. Talk to friends and family. Ask them, what are some of the things you used to do? What are some of the things that you like? And you can draw a correlation between that. You can draw a correlation between that. Okay, let's look at Incoterms. Incoterms. International commercial terms. Incoterms. Incoterms. International commercial terms. So Incoterms are international commercial terms for logistics, both freight and air, sea freight and air freight, sea freight and air freight. Incoterms. So these are the terms they use in international shipping for people to understand what some shipping processes and things are. So I remember I had a course in logistics at GIMPA, Chartered Institute of Logistics and Transport, SILT, at GIMPA. And I learned a lot about logistics. An engineering student pursuing logistics. At the time I was working with GCAD. GCAD were building a power plant in Tema at the free zone area. So I was a project engineer on that project. And I remember the project manager assigned me an additional role that I should be doing most of the project logistics. So most of the heavy equipment that were coming in for us to use for the project, I was responsible for them. So I have to liaise with Panalpina at the port. I have to liaise with companies at the airport, Tema, and the airport in Accra here, to be clearing some of the goods. So I realized at the point I was struggling. Sometimes they'll tell me something, I don't know what they are saying. So I said, okay, let me try and take a refresher course in logistics and see how it will help me in my new role. So I enrolled in GIMPA. I took the SILT course. That was 2008 to 2009. And for me, that has been one of the best refresher courses in my life. Oh, I learned a lot. Some of the terms, you hear things like X-Works. X-Works. X-Works basically is when you are buying something from a buyer and it's listed X-Works, it means the buyer needs to make the goods available at their warehouse. And it is your responsibility to go and pick it up. So if you have a freight forwarding company or a partner in that country, you send them an email, you tell them you've purchased something from this company, so they should go and pick it up. Then they will go there and pick it up. So the buyer is not responsible for your shipping. The shipping will be picked up by your agent. You see terms like CIF, cost of insurance and freight. It means you have paid for the insurance of the goods and then the freight. The freight is the operation to carry the thing into your country. CIF. Then you get terms like DDU, duty delivery unpaid, or duty delivery paid, DDP. So duty delivery paid, in simple terms, I have bought something from a buyer, I have paid for the duty, I have paid for the delivery, so they should bring it to me wherever I am. So the buyer will arrange for a freight agent or company to pick the things up because I've paid for everything. Then they send it to me. So you can equate these two to the Okada services. You know, sometimes when someone sends you an item through Okada, if they tell you when you get there the man will pay, it means it is DDU, duty delivery unpaid. So when you write DDU on it, when Okada delivers the product to you, you have to pay. And then when you have the DDP, that means you are paying the Okada. So Okada just go and deliver the product and leave. So these were some of the terms that, and then we have maybe some contract terms. So this one is a high sea title passage. So when you say this something is a high sea title passage, buyer would have to arrange, put the item on a vessel. When the vessel sails and they leave buyer's territory in terms of their country, once it leaves buyer's territory, high seas title passage, title passes to you, the buyer. So the seller will move the thing and then get it onto a ship. Once it leaves their territory, title passes to you, the buyer. So a lot of terms that we have the A's, we have the B's, we have the C's, we have the D's, and then we have the E. So the E is the extra word thing that I talked about in Incoterms. So these are very interesting things that sometimes you can also just learn. There's a chart, a very short chart to guide you. So you see where your responsibility is if you are buying products from a seller outside the country. So there's a chart. Incoterms will show you the chart, your responsibility, seller's responsibility, and who should pick it up and things like that. Then there is the IATA rules and regulations. IATA. So in terms of freight operations, there is IATA rules. IATA is basically, I think, International Aviation and Transport Association rules. So these are the rules that govern the flight operations. So some of the rules will be like any flight leaving its home country to another country would have to pass through its first destination before they can transit into the second country. So let's say you have Emirates. Emirates comes to Ghana and then later it goes to Ivory Coast. Its primary destination is Accra, Dubai, Accra. So it's coming to Accra and then it will go back to Dubai. But once it lands in Accra, it wants to drop people in Ivory Coast. So it will just go and drop them short distance, 25 minutes, and come back. The main route is Accra, Dubai, Accra. So there is no way they will go to Ivory Coast first and will rather drop those few passengers before coming to Ghana. So all these things are governed by IATA rules. In other words, a flight from a country which is not its home country must always pass by its home country before it transits to another place. That is how come you have flights like Ethiopia Airline. If Ethiopia is going to China, it cannot leave Ghana and go straight to China. It has to pass by its home country. You get it? So if a flight is leaving a destination which is not its home country, its first stop must be through its home country before they will continue. So we learned quite a number of these things, operations and all. But at a point, I realized I went to pursue that course so that it will help me with my engineering on site and with my logistics. How many hours now? So, exactly. Oh, okay. So let me do 3. So you realize I went there to pursue that course to help me in my site project management thing. So I came back, I graduated, and then this thing helped me so much. A lot of people didn't understand. An engineering student, now you are pursuing things like logistics, shipping. People didn't understand, but I said, oh, I'll still do it. Because that is something that I thought will help me in my field of work, because now I'm attached to shipping companies to help bring items to the site. So when I came, it really helped me. Now when they are talking about procedures on site, I understand very, very, very well. So I'm able to call them, send email. I have an item here in the US. It has been listed as works. So go and pick it up. We'll pay for the insurance. We'll pay for the freight. All those things. Now things were becoming very easy. Fast forward, I did that for almost about 2 years. And I got a role to leave this business to go and handle a business in Accra. But when I looked at the job description, it had a lot of logistics responsibilities in there, because I was going to manage a site and I'll be doing inspections or outages or shutdown, and that involves me importing a lot of equipment into Ghana for us to use, and then we also have some equipment that will come in but they will return. So they had a term for it. It comes into the country, we use it, and then it goes back. So when I saw the job description, I said, wow, then this thing will help me, because they said someone with a fair idea of logistics. I said, wow. The main thing is they are looking for an engineer, someone with commercial background, and someone who can also coordinate logistics. So I put in the application, and then I was called for an interview, and I got a role. And I was like, wow. So if I had not gone to do this course, I'm sure I wouldn't have gotten this role. So sometimes the decisions we take in life will come back to help us in future. The decisions we take or the things we do will come back and help us in future. And this is a clear example. Now I went to Accra and things were easy because I had done the course and I had practiced on site. Things were very easy. So in life, you don't make decisions based on where you are. You make decisions based on where you are going. There could be an opportunity for you now. Don't despise it or don't push back because you think you might not need it today. You will need it. Something will come up and they will be looking for an opportunity, or they will be looking for someone with that qualification, someone with that experience, and that could help you to break through. That could help you to get a job. So when you are making decisions, consider a lot of things. Don't just look at where you are. Maybe today you have time on your hands. You can start some French course. Right now I regret that we didn't take our French lessons serious when we were in primary school. When they were teaching us, conjugate the verb être, je suis, tu es, il est, nous sommes, all those things. We should have taken it serious because all our borders are flanked by French speaking countries. But they made the whole thing look like you needed to pass exams and go. So whilst I blame some of our teachers, I think I also have to blame myself. So now I'm making serious effort to see if I can go back and learn some French. Because very soon, you never know. Very soon they'll open the borders. Now you can easily enter any of these French countries and go and work. And you might get a very big role, but French will be a limitation. So take decisions now based on where you are going, based on your long term. where you want to find yourself in 10 years. Take those decisions. Take those decisions. Take those decisions. Let me do this. Dealing with in-laws. Dealing with in-laws. Dealing with in-laws. In-laws, part 1. This one will be part 1. I'll do the part 2 later in the evening. So dealing with in-laws, part 1. And the part 1 is for the parents. The parent side of in-laws, dealing with them. Some in-laws can be very difficult to deal with. Some in-laws can be very, very difficult to deal with. Some too are very nice. Some in-laws are very nice. So how do you deal with in-laws? How do you deal with in-laws? Or what are some of the issues that come up dealing with in-laws? 1, some in-laws dictate to their children. Some in-laws dictate to their children. You are married, you are living with your wife, but still parents are dictating to their children. It could be the man, it could be the woman. Every single thing you go and tell your parents, and then they'll be advising you. You discuss things with your husband or your wife, then they'll go back, discuss with their parents, and then they will advise them. They will advise them and tell them, no, do this, do that, do this, do that. And some of these things bring issues in the marriage. If the husband gets to know that what we discussed, now you've told your parents and they're advising you against it, but we have taken a decision as a family, and then we want to move forward with this decision. Now your mother says no, don't do it. Your father says no, don't do it. It will bring confusion. And for me, I believe there is a reason why at the time of marriage, your parents will walk you, the bride, to the front and then give your hand to the husband. I think at that point, that is where the roles and responsibilities and the intrusions, that is where it has to stop. Because you give your daughter's hand in marriage, you give the blessing to the guy, they are gone. Allow them to also live their life. Allow them to also live their life. A lot of marriages are struggling, or have struggled, or are yet to struggle because of this. Some in-laws are dictating. They make decisions. And some, if you are not careful, they give you a home, and you also take. It is a good thing if your in-laws bless you with the house. It is a good thing. You can take it. But when you stay in that house, some in-laws feel they still have control. It could be both sides. It could be the man moving to the lady's parents' property, or it could be the lady also moving to the guy's parents' property. Remember, we are dealing with parents, no sides. So whichever one is applicable, you slot it in there, and then you work out the equation. You work out the equation. They interfere in your marriage. They interfere every time they want to know what is going on. Some will deliberately ask, but you guys, what are you doing? You've been here for a long time. What are you doing? We want to see something. They interfere with the marriage. Maybe you and your husband have your own plans. You have your own projections. You are planning towards certain things. But because your parents have interfered, you realize that you start pushing back. Oh, my mother says, my father says, and all these things bring issues. Some take sides, and that I agree. They always say blood is thicker than water. Some take sides. No matter what the situation is, a parent will support her daughter. A father will support his son. It's just few occasions where you will get an in-law who will say, no, let me advise my daughter, but I will support my son-in-law. And then you call your daughter aside and say, hey, I have listened to the story. I don't think you have a point. So make sure you agree to what the guy is saying. It could also go the opposite way. The man will be called and say, hey, I have listened to the story. Your wife has a point. So make sure you listen to your wife and then you move on. But under majority of the cases, I know parents will definitely support their children, their wards. And that is where the problem will set in. And your mother is supporting you, I know. Obviously, every parent will support their wards. Every parent will support their wards. Then we look at visits. Visits. Some in-laws will visit and they will not go. Some in-laws will visit and they will not go. You realize when your in-laws are around, you will be struggling with a lot of bonding, because maybe your space is very small. This is the bedroom, this is another bedroom, this is the hall, this is the kitchen. So if the in-law is in the bedroom and you are close to the hall, you might not be able to do certain things as a family, or the in-law will be in the hall. The best place you can go is the kitchen and you go back to the bedroom. So when in-laws are around, certain things go under limitation. So in-laws, when you visit, don't take long. Don't take long. Ensure that you spend quality time. The assigned time you promised or you communicated, when it is time, please go. I know it's very difficult. A guy will say, please tell your mother to go. The lady will say, I can't say it. How can I tell my mother to go? Or the woman too will say, you to tell your mother to go. The guy will also say, how can I go and tell my mother to go? So these things are delicate. So for me, the ones that you, the couple, cannot handle, if the couple you can't handle, let the mother know that, mommy, you are coming for 2 weeks. It's not like I'm sacking you, but you know how things work in a relationship. Oh, what has your wife told you? What has your wife told you that you are telling me when I come I should go? I'm not going. Then to turn into a problem. So our culture is so dynamic that some of these little things can bring issues. Dealing with in-laws, they can bring issues. Then in some cases they make unnecessary demands. Whilst I agree and understand that you should have that support for your parents, some parents also have no chill. They have no chill. They will make unnecessary demands. And if you are not careful, one partner will hear about it and then take a decision which will affect the marriage. Then some will impose their choices on the marriage. Oh, I have seen a plot somewhere. I want you guys to come and buy. Then the wife will go and tell the husband, my mother says there's a plot here, we should come and buy. But I don't want us to live there. I want us to live here. Oh, he said it's very cheap. It's this. Then later, you either agree, go and buy the plot, and there will be an issue. The same way, the guy will also come. Oh, my father says some plot to be somewhere. Let's go and do this. Allow the couple to make their own choices. Allow them. Then the other side, where this one is girls. Some in-laws will clash with their wives. This one, I normally don't expand it. It is what it is. If you are not careful and you are not too close to your in-law is not your friend. Yes, your in-law shouldn't be your friend. Accept the titles as they are. She is your in-law. If you are too close to them, fine, but she's not your friend. So sometimes each party wants their space. These things are real life issues, problems that are happening, worrying and disturbing relationships. Let's all look at it very well. Let's look at